Hello there, my name is Sophie and welcome to this week's video. My battery light's already flashing and I've literally just started filming, so let's see how much we can get away with. Today I thought I would talk about weddings because my partner and I, Lucas, have been together for 4.5 years, and we kind of made the decision in early January, I couldn't even tell you what day it was, that we'd picked a date that we wanted to get married. There wasn't any fancy proposal. It literally stemmed from, I went to London to see my friend and we were talking about like big life things like weddings and children, and I was like, wait, if I were to start trying for children at this age and I want to have some time to be married first before we start thinking about kids, then I need to get married at this age. And Lucas and I, our anniversary is on the 5th of November, which is bonfire night, and we've always said we'd like to get married on our anniversary so we have less dates to remember. So I came back from seeing my friend in London, it might have been a couple of nights later, and I was like, oh, let's just look and see when it's on a Saturday, because that's the most convenient day to have a wedding. And it was in 2.5 years, and we'll both be 26, and it just feels kind of perfect, unlike the focus on this shot. So that's what happened. That's it. It wasn't even really a decision, I guess. It was, oh, well, this is really convenient, so let's do it. I guess, if anything, I led it, but I really don't know. He does still want to buy me a ring, and he still wants to do a proposal, but the ball is in his court now. Technically, we're engaged, but that feels weird to say, and yeah, still feels very strange. But I put a couple of Q&A boxes out on Instagram. One was a few weeks ago, one was a couple of days ago. So I thought there wasn't many questions, but I thought I would answer them. Who proposed and when and how? Kind of covered that. I think technically it was me, because I was like, hey, this date is really convenient. And he was like, yeah, all right. And that was about it. One of my friends says, when's the pre-engagement party? I hadn't really thought about an engagement party, because in my head, you only really have engagement parties if you're not planning to get married for like ages. And I guess 2.5 years is quite a long time, but also having a wedding is expensive. Having a party is also expensive. But then there's a bunch of spam bots, because apparently that's how Instagram stories works now. Someone said, did you just decide to get married, or how come? It was entirely based around that date. It's been like a running joke for a few years now that we don't want to do everything on the same day so that we don't have to remember any other dates. We've even joked about planning when we have kids so that they might be born on the 5th of November, because then it's all on the same date. And then it just kind of happened that I've been saying for a while now, oh, I need to look up when 5th of November is next on a Saturday. And it just happens that this year I did it, and it turns out to be really, really perfect timing. My friend Lottie has said, is there free wine? And I'm going to be brutally honest with you, Lottie. Between Lucas's family, my friends, his friends, and generally just the people we know, having an open bar would probably cost me more than I am in student debt, if that makes sense. No free wine, not going to encourage that. So the real questions are from my friend Agatha, who said dream wedding aesthetic and outfits. Me and my mum went to a wedding show last weekend, and this is the only picture of a dress I took. I really, really like the style. I like the kind of floaty, lacy sleeves. I like that it's gathered at the waist. I think it's nice and simple with enough detail to make it interesting. And that's the kind of style I like. However, the mannequin it's on, those wooden arms, they're bloody terrifying. Comfortable. Comfortable is very important. I've already decided I'm not wearing. And that's how long we lasted before the battery ran out. And from outfits to wedding aesthetic. Currently, the aesthetic I'm loving is kind of green foliage, exposed wood and fairy lights. I love the kind of natural look. I've seen lots of things on Pinterest where people are using like wooden palettes and like painting on them and making design features out of those. I really like that. I have a kind of thing against fresh flowers. I'm looking at the flowers in my living room that kind of reflect how I feel internally at the moment, kind of sad and wilting. And I just don't see the point, because flowers are so expensive, apparently. I've not really looked into it, but they're meant to be such a huge part of the day, and they're just going to die. Fake plants, exposed wood, fairy lights, and nostalgia is the kind of theme I'm going for. In my ideal world, I'd love to have a kind of photo room where there's a photo booth, but also there's fairy lights all around with little wooden pegs with like pictures of us and pictures of us with our family and our friends, and throughout the night people can add their own photos either from the photo booth, or maybe they'll bring them along with them. Maybe that's something I'll tell people to do. But yeah, like a nostalgia room, I really like the idea of that. And also we've been thinking about having a game room. I don't know if we like the idea or I said it and he nodded, of doing like a game room, like a timeline of games. So you start with like old carnival games like Hoopla, or like, oh, you know what I mean, like wooden games. You move from that to like, I can't think of anything now. Oh yeah, like an arcade machine. And then you kind of move through from like, you can have Wii Dance in one corner, and then like, I don't know, an Xbox in another corner, and then like a VR headset or something. I don't know, like obviously that's just words coming out of my mouth. That's not anything solid idea. It's literally just me rambling. But you know, a game room would be really fun, especially with the kind of friends that we have. Maybe I need a colouring table. Oh, I should have a colouring table. Lucas, I think we need a colouring table at our wedding. And then these other questions say, what's your current skincare routine? Sometimes I remember to take my makeup off before I go to bed. Someone's just put a music emoji. Someone's put, do you read a lot of books? And those are all the questions I have. I don't want to make this video too long, because one, I don't have time to edit it because I am drowning in uni work, and two, because we're in very early stages. There's a website that I signed up to that tells me that our wedding is like 980 days away or something, which both feels like a long time away, but also everyone keeps telling me it's going to come around really fast. Let's keep this relatively short and sweet. If you have any other wedding questions in your brain, let me know in the comments below. If you would like me to make more wedding content, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll stop rambling now. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!